YouTube, what up? Finally, we got Power Book 2, Season 4, Episode 5 recap. I'm late. I supposed to do it yesterday. It is what it is. I'm doing it now. Now, if y'all like the video, man, like the video. Y'all support my popping out music video, my on the block performance white tee music video, and drop a dollar in my cash app. All donations is much appreciated. And this episode entirely was for the mid-season finale. It definitely was probably the worst season finale of all Power in a long time. Well, really, this is my first time a season finale or right before a break, and it really wasn't hitting. A lot of things were going on, but it just ain't had that it factor like we was anticipating. If y'all understand what I'm talking about, I think everybody kind of agrees with that. Well, I know people agree with it because everybody on Twitter, Facebook, different YouTubers, they saying, we all agreeing. And I think that has something to do with they trying to cram it all into 10 episodes instead of flushing it out. Cause we really ain't been seeing a lot of Effie. I can't stand Effie. She's still an important piece to the story. So that might be a hint that she is gonna get her own spinoff, cause she really hasn't been seen like that. She's too important not to be seen. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and get straight to it, bro. Alright, so first scene, this nigga Tariq wakes up after a lit ass night. The episode beforehand, he ended up introducing himself with Anya. They get to chopping it up, they get to drinking. You know what that turns into? Shit, they get to smashing. I'm talking about going crazy. So this the next morning, and shit, she's already up. Tariq trying to play it smooth because his tactic is I gotta stay close to her by any means. But Ayanna, if I'm pronouncing it right, she's keeping it P. She like, look, man, you cool and everything, but shit, that was just a one night stand type shit. But Tariq was able to say a little bit of things, so he was able to get the number, I believe. But that's that on that. And my battery going dead. I hate that shit, man. So now we get to L. I end up finding out her name. Her name is L. She's the lead singer of the group or whatever. We end up finding out she got sickle cell. And she don't like getting sympathy from everybody. And she says she like to use coke or whatever drugs she like to use of her choice is to cope with what she got going on in her personal life. And Brayden kind of sympathizes with that and understands where she coming from. But honestly, she was like, I'm not an addict. Bitch, you are an addict. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I understand you got sickle cell. That shit's sad. But bitch, you're an addict, and the shit she's gonna be doing later on is just I can't feel sorry for you, bro. Straight up. All right, so Monet, she ends up trying to get the family back together. You know what I'm saying? Diana's really the only person that's really kind of on board, but Diana understands that this is a very tall task. See, Drew still wants Drew still wants Monet just to be like, bro, just apologize, my nigga. But Monet has she has a problem with just apologizing and taking an accountability, like, for real. And Kane, rightfully so, is like, bro, I can't sit down and have fucking flapjacks when motherfuckers who try to take out my moms. I just can't do it. Like, I can forgive, but I won't forget. Or I could forgive, but I'm not going to. So I understood where Kane coming from. He was like, man, I'm gonna do my own thing. He feeling himself right now, rightfully so. You knocking off the plug, you all know, you all in her guts, you all in her ears. So I believe, hey, by any means. So Tariq and Brayden's playing the game. Tariq's kind of frustrated. They chopping it up, chilling or whatever. Tariq's kind of frustrated. I think he threw the controller. So Brayden's like, man, what's up, bro? Talk to me. So Tariq ended up telling Brayden, like, look, bro, Diana's pregnant. It's crazy. I don't even know how I'm the father. Like, I'm not 100% certain, but it's just crazy right now. And I'm also smashing Anya. So, Brayden always get like, man, come on, bro. You shouldn't be doing that. You should, you know what I'm saying? X, Y, and Z might mess up the business, which that's a point. He has a point. But Anya is a smart move because in order to get to Noma, you got to get to her through her daughter. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do, bro. It's gonna come come through in the clutch later on. They should keep focusing out or whatever. I'm gonna have it small in the corner anyway. 'Cause I ain't got my green screen. I'm in the kitchen. So we get to Anya. She ended up trying to get back to the crib, and she just fumbling in her purse real quick, and some coke fall out. Green shit, right? And she's asking like where you get this shit from. So she ended up finding out. So you know that sets up a domino effect for Tariq to get caught up later on in the episode, man. So Diana and Tariq end up talking it out. They trying to find some privacy. They end up going to an employee closet, whatever they get to. They get to a closet, and they get to talking about the situation at hand, about the pregnancy. And Tariq kind of lets it be known, like on some real nigga shit, like, man, look, bro, how you even know that's mine? You know what I'm saying? Like, she like, look, Salim hit, but we always use protection. I let you hit raw. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but even though that's the case, that still doesn't mean, because condom bust, and you can still use protection and still, you know, a female still might end up getting pregnant. It's a possibility, but realistically, that makes sense. And Tariq's gonna, later on in the episode, he's gonna end up taking up responsibility and understanding what, because Diana don't know what she's gonna do 100% yet. She don't know if she's gonna keep it. She don't know yet. They just talking about it. So now we get to, what's his name? Detective Don Carter and his task force and Kamal Tate. Now, Kamal Tate is inputting that he's gonna continue to put the pressure on Tariq while Don Carter's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with the Tejadas. But the task force is not fucking with Kamal Tate, period. Like they like, man, this nigga kind of iffy. He kind of like a Boy Scout type. They really ain't fucking with him like that. And we understand why now, cause them niggas dirty. Technically them niggas dirty. So, but at the point I'm like, damn, why I ain't fucking with this nigga like that? But we end up finding out later on in the episode what they got planned, what they really got going on. So Noma ended up pressing Effie about, where did you get this product from? Effie like, is this your product? Effie like, man, I ain't selling no damn concert or whatever, X, Y, and Z. So she ends up finding out. Noma is like, okay, this gotta be Tariq's. So later on in the episode, she's gonna end up confronting Tariq about the product, and that's how that's gonna happen. But Effie looking good as hell, by the way, right here. She just really ain't been shown like that. Like I continue to say. And that could be some foreshadowing, like she's gonna have her own spinoff, you know what I mean? Cause even though I say she don't need one, if she needs to get dropped off, based on how stars be moving, shit, it is what it is. So we get to Drew in this art museum or wherever he at, but this is really, I call this character development, his storyline, his arc. Drew really wanted to be an artist. I remember when he first got introduced, he was going to class, drawing and stuff like that. And this really what he wanted to do for real. But you went way too deep, buddy. This ain't, you did too much. You getting dropped off, bro. I'm sorry. Really, I'm not sorry, but bro, it's over with. All this, she's trying to smooth his head a little bit, like, just let me know. I might put your stuff up or whatever. Nah, bro, you finna get dropped off, man. It's a little bit too late for that, buddy. You should have been pursuing art. You steady chasing that boy. That went to the NBA and shit. You started chasing that boy instead of working on your art. Priorities. So now we get to Zion and Brayden. Zion's like, man, look, he's talking about loyalty. He's talking about he feel like people are hiding stuff behind his back. And Brayden ended up telling him, like, look, man, Noma is supplying the Russians, and that itself lets Zion know, like, okay, I need to confront Noma. So that's what he's gonna be doing a little bit later on and shit. And then Zion is steady comparing Brayden to Tommy, and it's funny, you know what I'm saying? But that also could be some foreshadowing, like Brayden eventually gonna turn up and snap, you know what I'm saying? So it's just only a matter of time. So now we got Noma and Kane. They end up going to the party or concert, whatever you want to call it. And look at Kane just smiling and shit. So they end up finding Tariq. And Noma end up telling Tariq, like, look, you think I want to find out no English accent, England accent, British accent, whatever. And Kane like, do I need to escort you out of here, or do I need to drag you out of here? And Tariq looking, and he sees Anya coming in, so he's like, nah. So which was funny, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like Kane knows too much about Tariq, because he was able to find out, instantly where the product was being stashed. He unscrewed the little thing at the bottom of the cup, and he was able to find the product, you know what I'm saying? So Anya's coming in. Tariq plays it off like, man, this your mom's? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, you know, just being fly or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And Noma understands by the look of her face, like, man, these two connected. These niggas know my daughter. And that saves him, right? Which was smart on Tariq's behalf. And he probably, I think he did invited her earlier in the episode. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he did, you know what I'm saying? Some people was like, he got lucky, but I think earlier in the episode, he already invited her already. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. So, Brayden, which is the scene of the whole episode, Brayden back here snoring when he supposed to be, he don't know what's going on. He back here getting high. And then, they get to arguing and stuff like that. She ended up talking about, it's okay. You know, Tariq's trying to chop it up with Brayden about the business. But like, man, it's okay. I already know everything that's going on. The floor is yours. Like, bullshit, right? Oh, man. And, they end up getting a huge argument. You know, Brayden, I feel him where he coming from. Like, bro, you ain't the only one that's going through shit. You only think about yourself, X, Y, and Z. But, bro, we know what kind of business we're in. You wanted to be in this game, bro. You got to be able to take that shit on the chin. As a man and shit, keep going, bro. You can't be fucking being weak and then you pulling a time, me telling females you barely even know about everything you got going on. Like, bro, you moving entirely wrong, bro. And I don't want to hear that shit. You making excuses. And Brayden's got to do better, bro, for real. Now, Monet and Drew ended up talking about basically where we're going to get some product and stuff at, but Monet ends up finally apologizing. And that's all she had to do. Because Drew demeanor instantly changed. Like, okay, she's trying to change. That's all he wanted to hear was an apology. So that ends up turning into, okay, I know somewhere we can get some product. I can't get no product personally, but I know where we can go get some. And they're going to try to hit, they're going to try to hit Noma's drop. You know what I'm saying? Quite a simple. But we all going to know what's going to happen with that. So, Elle and Brayden, they lovey-dovey and all that stuff. And Elle ends up telling Brayden, like, look, I done put some acid in Tariq's drink. Wildin', bro. Like, you know, that's 100% death certificate. She's out of here by the end of the season. I mean, she's tripping. I mean, she out here wilding, like green shit. Like motherfuckers really be doing shit and think they don't have it doesn't come with any consequences. Like, even you doing positive things has consequences. You know what I'm saying? So, we all know, and that ends up transitioning to Tariq. This man having hallucinations about him, his kids, Kane, his enemies, everything, right? So we finally get to this scene where we've been kind of been waiting on in the official trailer months prior. Everybody was thinking Ghost was gonna make an appearance. I never really thought, like, I'm not really, hyping myself up to see the original Ghost anymore. Like, it's been like that for a minute. They can't, especially with Power Origins coming and stuff like that, we got time to see Ghost, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really worried about seeing him on book 2, if you get what I'm saying. But what I liked about it was, because it was the old Tariq that was kind of confronting this Tariq in a suit. And he was like, look, bro, I wouldn't say the old Tariq, but the Tariq, he was like, man, look, I'm everything you could be if you stop BSing around, you stop doubting yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like that, because that kind of talked to me. Like, so I'm what you could be if you stop doubting yourself, you stop bullshit. But he ended up, and the Tariq that was in the suit, he's talking the same shit that James St. Patrick was talking to Tariq when it's always kind of poetic in itself. But we all know Tariq Tariq ain't making no sense. Like, he making sense, but like, as far as like how he trying to get out of it, but he keeps saying he's trying to be the top of the top of the top. And, that shit never ends well, you know what I'm saying? But enough of that when we get to these other scenes. So, Diana ends up going to this church to light some candles for, Lorenzo and her friend and, and this old lady. She's able to tell that Diana was pregnant, and that kind of swayed her to be like, okay, I'm gonna keep this baby. So I ain't gonna speak too much on that, but yeah, that's what it was. So Zion ends up confronting Noma about, you dealing in my territory. You think you can just do whatever the hell you want to do, and he's fucking up the business meeting that she had with old boy from the last episode. I can't think of his name right now, but y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. And with that itself, I actually like how Zion kind of played it, you know what I'm saying? And the white dude was kind of uncomfortable, like, man, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Type shit, how he was looking on his face and shit like that. But yeah, that was cool, you know what I'm saying? And we know that Noma, she's gonna end up, you know, informing Kane and Davis McLean, like, look, man, we gotta find a way to. It's kind of, how I looked at this scene right here, they're both competing for Noma, right? To get who can get the closest or who could be whatever, right? And they're both are gonna confront or fix the problems in their strengths. Like Davis McLean is gonna help Noma on the business side, while Kane is gonna help Noma on the street side with Zion. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? But they're and it's kind of like just the battle of the pussy, I guess, if you want to call that shit that. So we get to the most controversial thing of the whole. And when I first saw the trailer, I was hyped for this, right? But this shit, bro, Kane shouldn't have won this shit, bro. And then I had to think about it. But what this nigga shot a couple of episodes ago, bro, like, you know, he was running around, steady trying to find Tariq, and this man ain't get treated for his wound until like the middle or to the end of the first episode. And now he in here fighting a man. Look at his physique. I think somebody told me in the comments in my last video, like, bro, they said that he didn't fight in a minute or whatever. That shit don't matter, bro. This man got shot. And you telling me that Zion had to go to the point where he had to get some brass knuckles. He ended up getting disqualified, and Kane ended up winning, you know, by default. That shit sucked. That fight scene sucked, and it wasn't realistic. This nigga got a full-fledged wound. How is he holding his own out there? Plot armor, bro. And that shit was that shit was disappointing. I ain't gonna lie, very disappointing. And I also kind of took the intimidation factor out of Zion. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, nigga, you talking all this shit. You got these goddamn fangs in your teeth and shit. You out here getting whooped by a nigga that got shot probably a couple of days ago, and you know, on Power Timeline. It's crazy. So Tariq ended up telling Brady, like, look, man, I'm finna take this shit off. I'm tired of being a pawn. We've been hearing this over and over again. I'm kind of just waiting for him to do it. But yeah, he's continuing to confess, like, man, I'm about to be a pop. I'm about to be a father. And I gotta accept my role. I gotta accept being my pops. I gotta be the good side and the bad side. That's what I gotta do. So I kind of like that, but bro, just do it. I'm tired of hearing you talk, bro. Detective Don, this was probably one of the craziest scenes, bro. He steady talking, right? And I'm like, who is he talking to? But you gotta remember, his wife ended up passing due to, I think she was just an innocent bystander, and she ended up getting killed. So so I guess his morning routine before he leaves for the day, he's talking to his deceased wife as if she's still living. It was crazy, like crazy as like that man in the head. But it's also kind of sad, you know what I'm saying? But it just adds more to his character. And yeah, that's that on that. So now Tariq Diana ends up pulling up on Tariq or vice versa. And Tariq's like, look, man, I'm willing to have this baby. I thought about it too. Diana's like, I want to have a baby. Tariq's like, okay, that's cool, that's fine. I'm going to go to the ultrasound with you and we're going to work this shit out. But we all know it's kind of sketchy right now. You know, it can't be that simple. So Davis McLean is smoothing stuff over on the business side, and that's what. I ain't gonna lie, Noma was looking good right here. You know, her sexy, classy, sexy shit I like to see when it come to women. You know what I'm saying? And they robe and they comfort, they sipping on some wine and no hard liquor. You know, they get the toasting up. And boom, they get the smashing straight up. And this was surprising to me. I mean, it wasn't surprising, but you know, they was kind of flirting with each other as far as with their eyes and the smart and witty dialogue, you know what I'm saying? So they end up smashing, and Kane gonna end up finding out, but I mean, it's a lot of possibilities that can come from this, straight up. So now we got Drew and Monet. They finally went to go to steal the product or whatever, but in the midst of all that, they ended up getting busted by Detective Don Carter. And we ended up finding out that Detective Don Carter is on this Red Hood shit from DC. Like, look, man, I'm gonna control this shit. Y'all could knock each other off. Y'all criminals, but y'all ain't finna kill the innocent. Yeah, you know, if I find out y'all killing the innocent, I'm gonna kill you or arrest you. You going to prison, either or. And I need 35% or 30% of the cut or whatever y'all dealing type shit. So he on his real hood Jason Todd time, straight up. It was kind of funny, but it was kind of like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And he ended up confronting one of the dudes that was pulling the job with Drew and Monet. He ended up killing like an 18-year-old, so he ended up getting dropped off, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of crazy. Well, it wasn't crazy, but yeah, it was crazy. So that's that. That's what happened on that. But for now Monet and Drew is working for Don Carter. Crazy, right? But shit, they did say he the most dangerous, you know, law enforcement Tariq has ever got up against or whatever. So we're gonna see how this story is always gonna wrap up itself. Cause he might end up taking out Tariq or sending Tariq to prison based on how Tariq talking. But they end up going to the ultrasound. Tariq's like, Diana's like, I think it's gonna be a boy. I want to name him Lorenzo, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? So Tariq has no issue with that. Tariq ended up telling Diana, like, look, man, in order to protect me, you, and the baby, I need to be at the top of the top. And Diana really ain't feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? She ain't feeling it, and it's understandably so. And like, I thought Tariq wanted to get out the game, you know, as far as like the very beginning of the spinoff, but it ended up turning into, I want to get the power in X, Y, and Z. My pops had 1 foot in the game and 1 foot out. But honestly, he's not remembering. Ghost was going to be untouchable when he was getting into politics. He did become untouchable. It just Tariq took him out, his own son. But I mean, it just don't, like, when he was talking, it's just like, when he been talking this episode, he wasn't really convincing me, like, this nigga might get himself killed. You know what I'm saying? It probably would be poetic because, you know, Ghost told him in the original series, like, bro, you either gonna go to jail or you gonna get killed. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So, how y'all feel about the episode, man? I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. I'm glad my battery didn't die, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short. But y'all be smooth, bro. I'm out of here. You know, this that.